Hey y'all, and welcome back to my kitchen, or welcome if you are new. My name is Bethany, or Budget Bethany, and welcome to another What's for Dinner video. So this week I'm going to be sharing a week's worth of dinners with y'all, so let's get to it.
Under neon bright lights when I see you dancing on the Polaroids. Just wanna have a good time, don't you?
Alright, so to kick off this week's What's for Dinner, we're going to be making some stew beef with gravy, and this is a crock pot dinner, so, you know, it's always a win-win whenever you can cook it in the crock pot. Just dump that stuff in there, and then whenever you get ready to eat, it's done with little to no, cooking. So all I did was dump my stew beef into my crock pot, and I'm going to season it up with some seasoning oil, some salt, some black pepper, some garlic powder, and some onion powder. I was actually preparing my stew beef early that morning before I went to work. If you look in the background at the window, you can see that it's still dark outside. So anyway, like I said, I just threw all that meat in there, seasoned it up, and now I'm going in with a whole thing of beef broth. And then once I get all of the beef broth added, I'm going to go in with a can of cream of mushroom. Or 2 cans of cream of mushroom, sorry, my bad. And then I just kind of mix that up in there, make sure that it's all incorporated into the beef broth and everything, because I don't want clumps of cream of mushroom in there. So I always mix it up really well, and then I just pop the lid on there on low, and I cook it while I'm at work. When I come home, supper will be done. All I had to do was make some rice and whatever kind of sides we wanted to go with it. So I also like to add 2 packets of brown gravy mix, as well as a packet of the Lipton onion soup mix, but I did not have any early that morning whenever I was putting it all in the crock pot. So on my way home from work, I stopped and got some, and then I added that in there as well. And I'm just going to put this on keep warm and kind of let that simmer for a little while I'm getting my sides and my rice ready. So like I mentioned earlier, I did white rice, and I also did a can of sweet peas, but you could also do mashed potatoes. You could also add some diced up potatoes and carrots in there with that stew beef as well. But here it was after it had been simmering for a little while I got my sides together and everything like that. Probably helped with homework, got some kids in some baths, you know, mom life. But anyway, here's our plate once it was all made up together. Moving right along into pizza night, which is my kids' favorite night. They love pizza of any kind. But on this night, instead of just making like a homemade pizza or buying a pizza, I thought I would use some of these Stonefire naan, and it's the roasted garlic little flavored breads. Instead of buying a big pizza thing, I figured we could all have our personal size pizza. So that's the idea for this, and all you'll need is some sauce, pizza sauce, marinara sauce, whichever kind of sauce, some pepperoni, some mozzarella cheese, or whatever kind of toppings that you like on your pizza. I make the pepperoni pizza for the kids, but for myself, I like to cut up some bell peppers and some of those black olives. I also shared this over on my TikTok, and I'll have that linked in my description if you'd like to follow me over there as well. And then for just a little something extra, we just did a little side salad to go with our little personal pan pizzas. Moving into the next night, we're going to make some barbecue chicken, some homemade macaroni and cheese, and we're going to have some creamed corn, some green beans, and some rolls. So as you can see, I've got my chicken legs on my baking pan, and I'm going to season them up. And I'm seasoning them up with some Chick-a-Lick-a Bam Bam, some Morton seasoning all, and some garlic powder and some onion powder. So I just put that seasoning on there and put that in the oven. Once my chicken is done, I like to add the barbecue sauce then, and kind of put that back in the oven for about 5 more minutes and just kind of let the flavors get all incorporated and everything. And then I just opened up a can of corn and a can of green beans, and then here's my macaroni and cheese. And I've shared how I make macaroni and cheese over here on my channel before, but I'll link that in the description box if you happen to have missed it. But all I do to make my macaroni and cheese is just boil some elbow noodles, and also in a separate pot I make a little roux with flour and some butter, and add a little bit of milk and some of that Velveeta cheese, and voila, that's macaroni and cheese. So for the next night, we're going to have some easy shrimp Alfredo, and y'all, it's so easy but so delicious. And to make this easy shrimp Alfredo, y'all, all I did was melt some butter and some olive oil in my pan. And then I added in some Old Bay seasoning and some blackening seasoning, as well as some garlic powder and some onion powder. And then I just dumped my frozen shrimp right on in there. And then I went in with my Alfredo sauces, and I chose the Classico and the Prego brand, but you can get whatever kind you prefer. Then I just kind of put that all together in the pot and let that simmer on low while my penne pasta was boiling. Once my penne pasta was done, I just mixed it in there with that sauce and those shrimp. Then once I plated it up, top, I sprinkled on a little bit of basil, and voila, y'all, it is so delicious. Then moving right along into another one of our favorite nights of the week, it's Taco Tuesday. But really quick, we're going to make some homemade guacamole, and I'm just going to use one avocado, but if you're making it for more than like one or two people, because I'm the only one that eats guacamole in my house, so I'm just going to use one avocado, but if you're making it for more, of course, you'll have to use more avocados. But anyway, I'm just taking this avocado out of its little hole, and then I'm going to get to mashing it up. And to mash it up, I'm going to use like my little hamburger masher or ground beef masher. I'm just going to mash this avocado up as fine as I can get it. I do like mine a little bit chunky, so I'm not going to mash it up like really smooth. I do leave a little bit of chunk in there, and I'll show that to you in just a second. Then once I got it mashed to my liking, I'm just going to add some of this pico de gallo in there. And I bought this from Walmart like pre-made just to skip a few steps for myself. And then I'm going to go in with this guacamole seasoning packet that you guys cannot see at all. I didn't even realize that y'all couldn't see it. But I got it from the like seasoning gravy aisle at Walmart. I'm sure you can find it at yours as well. But if I can find the link, I'll link it in my description box so that you can purchase it for yourself if you're interested in it. And then I also went in with just a little bit of a lemon juice. Then all I do is I add a little bit, stir it, add a little bit and stir it until it looks how I want it to look. I don't really have exact measurements for anything, y'all. I just add until it looks right. So lastly, all I did was add some salt and pepper, and then I just stirred it up some more, and here it is once I got it all made. This is how I like my guacamole, but I'm sure some of y'all like it a little bit smoother, but I do like mine chunky, y'all. It's so delicious. So now we're going to get to cutting up some of our fresh vegetables to go with our chicken tacos. So all I'm cutting right here is a bell pepper, and then I'm going to cut up a purple onion, and then I'm going to cut up some cilantro.
Under neon bright lights when I see you dancing on the Polaroids. Just wanna have a good time, don't you? It all goes low, low, low. I don't wanna talk before the moment slowly slips away. Get a little dirty, baby, nothing you ain't gonna take, yeah. Fire burning like I do under my tattoos. Just a remedy, 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 yeah. And the way you go, baby, don't you know? There's a remedy, 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 yeah. You wanna leave behind? Get all those cold eyes cold looking. But say bye, bye, bye. I don't wanna talk before the moment slowly slips away. Get a little dirty, baby, nothing you ain't gonna take, yeah. Fire burning like I do under my tattoos. Just a remedy, 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 yeah. And the way you go, baby, don't you know?
Alright, so now that I got all the bell pepper and the onion and the cilantro all cut up and ready to go, we're going to move right along into cooking our chicken to go with our chicken tacos. So all I did was cut it up into little chunks, and then I'm going to get to season it. And to season it, I'm going to season it with some cumin, some mesquite, some garlic powder, and some onion powder. And then I also, last minute, I think I decided to go in with some lemon juice.
Yeah. Fire burning like I do under my tattoos. Just a remedy, 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 yeah. And the way you go, baby, don't you know? There's a remedy, 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 yeah. Yeah, there's a remedy, remedy, yeah. Oh, no.
Then to my hot skillet, I added in some olive oil, and then I'm just going to dump that chicken right on in there in that pan and get that chicken to cooking.
I'm gonna do that, darling Palooza. Ain't gonna lose ya.
Once my chicken was done, I just removed it from the pan, and then in my pan, the same pan that I cooked the chicken in, I'm going to add a little bit more of that olive oil, and then I'm going to throw the bell pepper and the onion in there and get those all sauteed up. And then once they were done, it was time to start assembling them. So right here are my tacos. I have my chicken, my bell pepper, and my onion, and my little bit of cilantro on there. Then I have my limes on the side, as well as my guacamole and my chips.
Right here, right now, all my feelings and thoughts pulled out. If we only can have tonight, I don't wanna waste no with me. If it's all there will ever be, I'll stay awake just to watch you sleep, alright.
Moving into our final dinner for this week, we're going to be making some smoked pork chops, some greens, and some chicken flavored rice with rolls. So for my smoked pork chops, I just bought this pack of smoked pork chops from Piggly Wiggly, and I just added them into my pan with a little bit of water and cooked them for about 5 minutes on each side. For my greens, it's just some good old Glory canned seasoned greens. I just dumped those in my pot and cooked those on low while everything else is cooking. Same for the rice. I just made it by the directions on the package and popped in some of the Sister Schubert's yeast rolls in the oven, and dinner was done. Quick, simple, easy, country dinner.
No place for you and I.
Alright y'all, so we've reached the end of this week's What's for Dinner video. I hope that you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave me a thumbs up as you leave, and subscribe if you're not already, because I would really love for you to join my YouTube family. Thank you all so much for being here today. I love each and every one of y'all, and I will catch you all in the very next one. Bye y'all.